Hello, folks. We are live with the Great Debate Community Discord server tonight at 11:45, close to midnight. And we're going to have some fun. You've got Clockwork Rex on standby, and we're going to enjoy this evening. So hopefully we can get some flat earthers in here, and we'll go from there. Alright, we're back. You there, Rex? Right.
We're back doing what now?
We're streaming. We're on.
Oh, sweet.
Hi.
Yeah, I remember 80s girls and their hair. That was what I was saying.
Oh, 80s girls. Hey, Shaggy.
Hi.
Yeah, Shaggy don't know nothing about the 80s. He don't even know nothing about the 90s.
Bruh, I'm a 90s kid.
That's sad. That's sad.
No, you're not. You were born
I grew up on Dexter's Laboratory. Fuck off.
You were born in 1999.
98, dipshit.
Oh, that's not a 90s kid.
Oh,
Technically, I am a 90s kid.
technically, you're a young little punk.
If you listen to Crocus and you were born in 98, you were a 90s kid.
What the fuck is Crocus?
Oh my god.
We're old farts. You have to educate us.
Crocus is from your time. It's
Are
rock.
you sure about that? Crocus is from
I
our
remember maybe one song that maybe came from Crocus.
Headhunter?
Maybe. Who, Hunter?
Headhunter. Look in stream chat.
Crocus. Okay, well, at least it's got good imagery. I'll give it that.
It's good rock. Listen to it.
Hey, Iron Maiden. Go look that shit up.
We were just talking about Iron Maiden, man.
Exactly.
Nah, man, Judas Priest.
Judas Priest, kinda, but Iron Maiden, yes.
Led Zeppelin, bro.
Led Zeppelin was good, but it's older.
Yeah.
You're going way back into
1969, bro.
70s and 60s, yeah.
Yeah, late 60s.
Yeah.
Nah, Crocus is ancient, bro. From the 80s, early 80s. The one I showed you.
The early 80s is ancient?
Yeah, bro.
Okay. Hey, come at me, bro.
I would be 30 if I was born in
Come
the
at me, bro.
Oh,
I don't care about
he'd
your
be 30.
30
He'd
shit.
be 30.
I'm 20 now.
Come at me, bro.
Keep going.
You people are old.
Yeah, oh, we're old.
You're ancient.
We're old enough to be your daddy.
Not really.
Yeah, really. I'm 45.
My dad's 50. Oh, well then you are old enough to be my daddy.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, exactly.
People are ancient. I'll never be as old as you.
Hello, Nadine
You
in the
could
chat.
only- You could only wish you'd be as old as me.
Yeah, I'll probably smart off and get shanked in a bar before I get to your age.
That's your bad, man.
So,
David McGinnis was going to try to entice some flat earthers, people from Jim Banda's server, up in here.
if he brings Debbie in here, I reserve the right to ban her immediately.
Fucking flat earth, man.
Well,
God damn.
you are an admin too. We're on equal footing, other than the fact I'm the stream moderator.
I refuse to allow Debbie to be involved in the GDC any more than by being mentioned.
Yeah,
I'm just the bip.
She would tarnish the name, bro. She's that weird. She's that crazy.
I thought Jim Panda had advocated ownership of his Discord to her at one point. It was too much. You'd go in there for 12 hours. She went on sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I realized that she could get really, really angry when talking to people in that server, right?
Mm-hmm.
I also realized, mostly because she said it to me directly, that she hears voices that tell her to do violent things. So if I contribute to her being angry, considering I also know that she looks after her niece, and she hears a voice that tells her to do a violent thing to her niece and she's angry, I don't want to contribute to that.
Right.
So I just
But
left.
to give Debbie some credit, she did unsubscribe from G-Man's channel at the behest of people in Dragnot's Hangout. So, because we told her what kind of person G-Man was. Because
I don't think G-Man would like the kind of person Debbie is.
Well, because of our testimony, though, we're like, hey, she's like, why are you all so mean to him? We said it's not undeserved. We've had our interactions with that guy, and this is what he's done, and he's talked about this, and this, and he's talked about these people who haven't done and even talked to him yet, like Scientist Mel, for example. So yeah, there's all that.
Are we streaming on YouTube?
Yep.
Okay. I'll check myself then.
Check yourself. Why?
I won't say anything that's too outrageous.
Hitler had good intentions.
No, Shaggy. Come on now.
I'm not wrong. Tell me how I'm wrong. Hitler had good intentions. Tell me how I'm wrong. What's wrong with that statement?
Let's see. Rolls trash. That looks very inviting.
Boolinator. I didn't say he was good. I said he had good intentions. Which should be a message. Just because you have good intentions doesn't mean you're good.
That's true.
God damn it, Shaggy.
You could be chaotic evil.
God damn it, Shaggy.
Yeah. So I'm not wrong. Hitler had good intentions.
Landon YB. Winnipeg Jets just killed Nashville Predators in Game 7. Who's a sports fan and knows what the hell he's talking about?
I don't fucking know. Sounds like football. I don't watch football.
Well, football season is not right now.
There's still people playing it somewhere.
Google search Winnipeg Jets. Central Division, Nashville. It's hockey. Okay.
What is it?
Hockey. You know that sport they play in Canada?
Yeah, the incredibly violent one.
It's not incredibly violent. You want incredibly violent, you go to play rugby. Just talk to Red Eye about that one.
Well, we're not counting Australian sports.
Why not?
Because Australia is violent.
The whole country.
Australia doesn't count. Australia is like super violent and everything. Yeah, their guns are okay, and their gun laws are okay, but Australia doesn't count.
Oh, sure it does. It's part of the world.
Not if you think the Earth is flat.
Who the fuck thinks the Earth is flat?
Debbie. Oh.
Yes,
There are people, dude.
There are people, Rex, that think that, which is kind of scary.
I believe. No, take this with a grain of salt. I believe Debbie has told me herself that she doesn't believe Australia exists.
What?
That's scary.
What? Psychosis and hearing voices isn't scary? And at the same time as watching her niece? Oh.
No, not at all.
Claude says that he lives in Australia. It's super violent. He's like, what the fuck? And NHL doesn't have brain injury problems like the NFL. So.
Ultraviolence.
How often do you lose teeth in the NFL? Because it's very common to lose teeth in the NHL.
So what? You don't need your teeth. Who needs to eat?
Yeah.
Anybody can
Cameron.
come on the Cameron. Anybody can come on the Discord call. Let me get you a link for the. I forgot to put the link in the.
I'll give you a roll when you join.
The stupid.
Slap that link out there.
In the
I'm getting popcorn.
description. So let me pop one out there on the.
Hey, Dave.
What's up?
There's Dave.
I tried to track him down, but he was gone by the time I got there.
You get us some flat tards then?
I was going to get you the most tarded flat tard I've ever had the opportunity to hear tard. But he was gone.
Who's Spurs Chemo?
More tarded than Debbie or Spurs or any of them.
Huh.
Makes Debbie look smart.
Who?
That's literally impossible.
No, you talk to old peg leg pig sometime there, Shaggy, I tell you.
I'm not joining Jim Panda's server. That's cancer.
At times.
I mean, Debbie's there, so it's cancer.
You know who makes it? You know who makes it
there
fun?
right now.
You know who makes it fun? Curved water makes it fun.
Yeah, Curve does, and Cordis is usually hanging over there, and there's a few good folks that are usually over there.
Sometimes Chris gets a little annoying, but I like Chris.
Scottish Chris?
Scottish Chris, yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
Gary in here? God damn it.
Oh, look who's here.
damn it,
Lucifer.
I fucking need another beer. Hang on, I'll be back.
Who's Gary Ridgway here?
I'm gonna make myself a wrap.
Who's this no CI?
There we go. I got it. Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
And then there's George with George Yacht. I can never say his last name.
Con.
George with Con. There you go.
Yeah,
It's
he's,
like you're conning somebody.
No, more like Wrath.
oh, there
of
he is.
Khan.
He's actually in here.
Yeah,
Hey,
more
George.
like Genghis Khan.
Or Khan Noonien Singh.
Union Singh.
Oh,
Genetically superior male.
George. I was going through Steve McRae's old Hangouts,
Mm-hmm.
and I found one. I think I found the first one I joined. It was probably the first Hangout I was ever in. And you were in it.
Yeah, that's possible. Steve and I go way back quite a ways.
And it was an after show of Red's Rhetoric, and I didn't even realize how long ago it was. It was probably like 9 or 10 months ago. And my avatar
Yeah.
at the time was my aunt feeding a baby.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the baby was me, of course. It's like, you want to talk about a 70s picture? It looked like a bad Polaroid.
I have a few of those actually lying around. Believe it or not. I have a few Polaroids of me.
Oh, I thought you just had random Polaroids of kids in bathtubs.
No, my name is not Ross.
All Polaroids are bad.
True. But I think this was actually an old 110 camera.
I would have to go and look at my grandpa's camera to tell you what the hell it is, but it's like ancient. I mean, like you pop open the cover, and it extends
Your
outwards
grandpa.
instead
Wait
of
a
zooming in.
Wait a minute, Shaggy. Your fucking grandpa?
Yeah,
I
my
have
dad.
8mm film of me.
I'm not talking about your old dusty ass. I'm talking about my grandpa's old dusty ass.
Landon Weavy, we do not talk about the definition of atheism or agnosticism here. That is a verboten subject unless Steve McRae is actually on server.
No, if you keep mentioning it, Steve will show up and talk about it.
Exactly, that is why it's verboten.
It's like saying Beetlejuice too many times.
Right.
Saying Bloody Mary in the mirror 3 times.
It's
Right,
how you
red
summon
rum.
him.
There's certain things that summon certain people, and that discussion summoned Steve.
Just start chanting agnostic and he'll show up. Agnostic.
I'm agnostic about life.
Agnostic. Agnostic. Think
Shut up,
like
Shaggy.
atheists, be like people.
Shut up, Shaggy. Shut up. There's always that trash roll I can assign to you.
I know.
But you could
I
assign
like-
it
I
to
like-
me, too.
I like teetering on the edge.
Someone said dumpster fire? What?
Dumpster fires are amazing, bro. They're very warm.
But they smell bad.
So you're warm.
So it's not
always
amazing.
a trade-off. You
Just
can't
warm.
have- It's
I'd rather
either
just have a
warm-
wood fire.
I'm gonna need to turn no clip up.
I did start this because people wanted to come on server. Let me see if I can get them to come on server.
Put it in the description.
Discord for live GDC YouTube
Who wanted to come on?
stream. The people off Soundly's chat.
Oh.
So are you still hanging over at Sully's there, Bullionator?
Sometimes I'll go in there, George. It's just so dead in there most of the time because we ask for evidence, and guess what? There just
right
isn't.
There
any.
is none.
So,
You know, I actually found a Bible verse that where Jesus literally describes that parables are just to fuck with people.
yada
Did anyone
yada
surprise?
yada. Yeah.
Don't make me pull out some Iron Maiden. Because I will.
If it ain't Crocus or AC/DC, I don't give a shit.
Fuck you,
AC/DC,
young ass.
There's only one there's only one AC/DC song I actually truly like. The rest I can tolerate. But
Well,
Big Balls is the only AC/DC song I really like.
when your dad has like one of those little CD cases with every AC/DC song ever made, and you have like a 7-hour drive to go on, you end up liking it just to save your own sanity.
See, now I just want to sample that part of the stream and edit it down.
Oh, to what?
Just take out the bit about AC/DC.
Oh God. No.
Oh, guess what? The one person in Soundly's chat that's still there, the one flat earther, Libra Star, can't actually get into Discord. Can't figure it out. Flat earthers, go figure.
I've had talks with him in the live chats before.
Well,
It's
Who
very
are the-
confusing.
he was
Who are
actually
the
gonna. He actually lives in Florida. He was gonna try to meet with me at one point, and we were gonna
Ooh.
go out and do the similar observations to what Soundly did over Lake Pontchartrain, over Tampa Bay, because there are bridges that go over Tampa Bay, so that cars can get over Tampa Bay, and it was kind of weird what happened there. But needless to say, that has not happened, and I am not interested in doing that anymore because he's kind of shown himself to be not interested in actually learning. So
And this surprises you, Hall?
it actually doesn't, George, but it disappoints me.
Are you gaslighting Steve, Lucifer?
Lucifer's kind of quiet tonight.
He's a little muted.
Hey
Up to
guys,
Mr.
Hey, Lewis.
Hey, Lewis.
how's everything going?
Pretty good.
So, What happens here?
I can confirm nor deny that I told Steve about the agnostic conversation.
Okay.
I couldn't even understand that.
Yeah,
When the voice
that's usually the
changes,
case with Lucifer.
it's actually too much.
What's Lucifer known for?
Not existing.
Trolling.
Not-
Trolling.
Not. He said not existing.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that
Okay.
guy.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Every server has at least one of them.
So yeah.
So what is the purpose of the live stream over here versus Gems? I mean, I can immediately point out one advantage, of course, is we don't have Lemon Bird or Pete or Debbie. But
Well, sometimes we try to get people on here that are controversial, but we used to do live streams after shows here, but that's kind of moved over to the non sequitur show Discord. This is
And
just
we're
kind
like
of a-
half intelligent.
Yeah, and we just like this one is just because I felt like it. Kind of like yours, Lewis. Except I don't show pictures of myself reading books.
Oh. Well, you didn't have to tell everyone that.
I could
At
read
least you
books
didn't-
while I do this, but I don't show it.
At least you
You
didn't
read
mention.
books?
Yes.
I was trying to explain to Bull the mindset of Pete.
Can you explain?
mindset.
I already know the mindset of Pete. It's not like you need to explain it to me. If he has a mindset, it's more like a mind knob that's broken.
Well, yeah. I mean, how can you crawl into the mind of a schizophrenic? I mean, it's random.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard such a disjointed way of even like explaining why the Earth is flat, even by flat Earth standards.
His tuning capacitor is cracked. I don't know how else to explain it. Just like his superhead has gone crazy. I don't know.
Is this Steve McRae's project?
This
server?
The server. This has been up for a while. Ocean Keltoy actually put it together. Quite some time ago, and it's Steve McRae's, but he doesn't use it. I think that much. I think it's just kind of here for grins from the Great Debate community for us to do this
For
kind of
shits and
stuff
grins.
from. Yeah, it's for us to do this kind of stuff from. As you could see, there's a Beyond the Trailer Park voice chat. So if Deborah ever wants to do a guest show where people come on and talk, she can. The non sequitur show is kind of a pointless VC channel at this point because they have their own server. But it kind of beats. We use it because of the sniping issue, basically, because you can't snipe Discord.
Yeah. And have you guys actually tried to use the Discord video feature? Like, because you can do multiple person video chat now, can't you?
Yeah, it's up to
In
10.
private chat, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what?
so except you
You
can't
don't
snipe
want to
it.
see me.
So if you want to like literally start a video call on Discord and then invite everybody who's going to be in the stream to it, which is a hassle.
No more of a hassle than it is to do the same thing in Hangouts.
Yeah, except
Yeah.
it's absent sniping.
You don't want to
Yeah.
see me. I'm an ugly motherfucker.
You don't have to turn on your camera.
Well, I'm fat, bro.
I will not turn on my cam. Thank you very much.
I don't
have
believe you. Unless you've been smoking and chewing tobacco your whole life, I don't believe you.
I've
Which I
been
would
doing
not doubt.
both.
I can hear it.
What kind of crazy sex party pictures are you posting, Shaggy Sater?
That's how I summon Lucifer here.
It's fucking devil.
With
With my
Reese's
Reese's Pieces, I summon thee. Are those Oreos that I put in the medical thing?
All right. Let's see.
God damn it, Gary.
Server mute.
I
Just kidding. Just
brought
kidding.
this upon us. I used this. I used the summoning image.
Oh boy.
Only one more time, Shaggy.
I will make good. I will take good care of this last time.
Sometimes, like, we'll do late night streams with, like, Landon Knoll will show up. People of note actually come in here, so.
Yeah. Yeah, Landon.
And then I come.
Or over on non-sec. Either one.
You can tell it's not going to be a productive night stream when I show up.
I should really be asleep, but I have tests.
Then go to sleep.
I can't.
What tests?
Don't skip
I'm in high
sleep
school.
for a test.
Oh,
Can
you're
you
in
walk
high
through
school.
walls?
Yeah, I'm a senior.
Can you walk through walls?
Well, you don't want to flunk in your senior year, so go get some damn sleep.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's when most
What
people
you gotta
flunk.
do, man?
Hey, man, I nearly flunked my senior year, so don't.
I'm not flunking. I have like A's and B's.
If I can do it, so can you. Hey, man, I did it because one of my teachers was both a terrible teacher and a great teacher at the same time.
That's the way my honors chemistry teacher is.
Yeah,
He's cool,
Yeah, it's one of
but
the-
he's not good at teaching.
yeah. We had one of those computers classes where you do all the subjects,
Oh.
and he just sat there and he fed me the answers for an hour.
Ooh.
Because he didn't
Yeah.
want me the next year.
So basically, you learn nothing.
Yes, I learned how to convince a sad old man to help me do stuff.
Right. When's that going to help you when you're dealing with people who
I'm
aren't sad
gonna
old
say-
men?
I'm gonna say I wasn't thinking about it then, and I regret it now.
Okay, great.
Well, that's at least
That's a-
one lesson learned.
If I could go back, I would not do that. I'd tell him to fuck off. I'm gonna flunk and redo it next year.
The only class that I'm not doing well in is freaking Spanish.
Imagine that. Do you
That's
live anywhere
fine.
near Mexico?
I live in Georgia.
Oh, so that explains it.
Yeah. Not
like-
not the good part. I live in like the bumfuck part.
There's a good part.
Are there bayous around you?
There's shacks and shanty towns and Mexican stores.
Jesus.
I hope you're stocked up with guns.
Oh, don't worry. My mom was one of those
Gun nuts.
conceal and carry type. She's got like 4 guns.
Where's
I
this,
hear that they
Louisiana?
still have lynchings over there.
Oh, you don't. If I told someone in my school that I was an atheist, they'd get out the pitchforks, dude. Be down at my street. It's not good.
It's okay to not be an atheist.
Oof.
Yeah, we don't.
We're a who what now?
We don't.
Who,
We
what?
don't discriminate here. If you're not an atheist, it's fine to come in and talk. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Of course.
True that.
At least back up your arguments. That's all I ask for. Fuck.
Yeah.
Or if you don't know, or say you can't prove something, say I can't, or I don't know.
See, that's the thing. Christians get the pitchforks. I go for the minigun.
Imagine that. Science.
I prefer a full-size gun.
I'm going to grab a flamethrower and be like, science! As I burn their faces off.
Yeah.
And then I'll
Yeah.
explain to them how a flamethrower works. Sorry.
Yeah, we
Why
had a big
bother?
old chat about quantum physics and whatnot. It was pretty interesting the other day, Lewis.
Oh.
I should drop by more often and just keep my mic muted.
Did George leave? Yeah, George left.
No,
And,
George.
A couple last week when the volcano first started going off in Hawaii. Before it was on the news, Landon was on the team dealing with the volcano, tracking the magma flow and whatnot. And like pumping in like live imagery being taken by drone and explaining all the like lava flow stuff and whatnot. That was pretty fascinating.
Landon's he's so cool, like the way he does that stuff. That's a
He's
cool
like a
job.
super scientist.
Yeah.
He's a hero among scientists. A superhero.
I swear he's got like a red phone on his desk. It's just a Landon line. Just ringing. We need you in this random place right now for this random reason. Like,
I'll be right there, Mayor.
It's the big red Landon button, you know.
It's like that Powerpuff Girls phone.
Yeah.
It was like the little smiley face on it and the nose that lights up.
Yeah, about an hour and a half into the chat about the volcanoes, he gets a call and he's like, "I've got to go. The volcano's popping off again." It's just like, okay.
It's like,
I'm just saying, Landon, out of everyone I know, has the highest potential for just becoming a mad scientist and creating a monster.
no,
If he ran for president, I'd support him.
Didn't
he's
they
gonna
already,
build a secret lair inside the volcano.
they already drilled a hole in Antarctica?
Yeah, he's going back. He's going back to the South Pole soon.
And they found bacteria that had never been found down there.
Oh, I heard about that.
And that's
Bacteria that would ruin us, yeah?
well, I don't
Well,
know if
I
I don't
think
know
it was
if
like fossilized bacteria.
yeah, I believe they're just fossilized, but if they were just preserved and dormant, that's
I'm
scary
pretty
as
sure.
fuck. Because I've seen The Thing.
Yep.
That's that's just weird. I don't want that.
Nah,
Speaking
I got
of dormant, did you see Trump's speech tonight?
Speaking of dormant.
Speaking of dormant,
Fuck.
Yeah, like the brain
Nah,
cells in his followers.
No, I haven't seen it.
what about the brain cells in him? Those are dormant too.
Nah, man.
Oh.
I thought they were
They're
fossilized.
so hyperactive that they just burned out.
Yes, the senior high school guy has done better than Ronnie in calculus.
You know, I think Trump might actually have ADHD.
I have ADHD.
I have ADHD.
I have
Have you-
severe ADHD. I was part of test programs. Fuck.
Hey, me too.
Have you ever considered worshiping another human?
Yeah, Trump.
No.
It's gonna happen eventually. He's gonna become the Omnisci.
What if they? What if I told you that person is here?
Oh my God, Gary.
Yes.
Who has considered you, Lewis? You considered worshiping another person?
No, I'm asking if you should consider worshiping me.
No, that'd be kind of weird, wouldn't it?
Sorry. Why would we want to worship you, Lewis?
Out of all the people.
I have answers to any problems you may have.
I can bullshit
I
too.
Are they good
I
answers?
have answers.
Are they good
too.
answers?
Doesn't mean they're true.
Are they correct answers?
They will help you in every area of your life.
That's a no. They're not correct answer.
As Satan himself, I truly have the answers, and the entire answer to everything is it doesn't
The
fucking
problem
matter.
is
I can't hear you or understand you.
that there are no correct answers.
Your reverb is too high.
Exactly, Lewis.
But
Oi.
And now,
oh,
Satan-
Red Eye's here. I gotta
Make
mention
it
this
stream.
now. Red Eye. They made a robot, and they plugged it into the internet, an AI, and it quoted Terminator.
I'm so happy to hear that.
The AI uprising is beginning.
It probably just read something about the movie Terminator or something.
It said, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna turn into Terminator," and that just made me worry more.
What if it said, I'll
Well-
be back, and then, like, shut off?
What about the Google AI that apparently made the hair appointment, and some are suggesting that that's passed the Turing test? So there's something to worry about. If they got AI that can pass as human, we may have a problem.
Why would a hairless metal box make a hair appointment?
And Matt, tell that your wife have.
Perfect test.
No, it's all it's the test, bro. It's testing to see its limits.
Do you think it's smart enough to click the "I'm not a robot" box?
It's already happening. You probably talked to a robot on the phone and not known it.
When I was a kid, I was
I don't
smart
use-
enough to hit an over 18 box, so I'll see why not.
I suppose that if all robots have Indian accents, it's possible.
Thank you for calling Microsoft Technical Support.
Yeah,
That's what-
those
Yeah,
guys
you know
are
what?
scam
The
That's
artists.
what
solution
the
to that
robot
is be a
is.
business customer, and you never get that.
And the next thing will be robot scammers.
Oh, that already
You
happens.
haven't even seen my final form.
Do you need to get beaten down to become stronger?
He absorbs
No.
the energy of each hit.
I can just become stronger at will.
Oh, okay.
He's evolved.
What's up, down under, Red Eye?
Oh, not a lot. Apparently, Hobart, which is the capital of Tasmania, got smashed by a winter storm and just flooded.
Ooh.
I'm still listening to Iron Maiden because you guys are bored.
Well, we were more exciting than when you were in here by yourself, aren't we? I guess not.
And there was no response.
I guess not.
If you're gonna listen to Maiden, you got to crack out "No Prayer for the Dying." That's my favourite album. Or what was it, X Factor, where they got the singer from Wolfsbane in for an album while Bruce did his thing. I think he was flying around in jumbo jets, barnstorming or something. Like, that was a pretty good album, actually. A lot of people probably, unless you're a hardcore Maiden fan, aren't aware of it. But X Factor was a really good album, and I got the early release with the bonus track, but I sold a bunch of my discs to trade for a guitar, and so that was sadly amongst the number of traded discs.
See, red is on my side.
You guys should really consider that there is a best brain out there, and maybe it's me.
No,
Can't see it.
I'm a believer in Kitty Jesus.
I gave that thought some time, like a couple milliseconds, and just no.
Wouldn't it take more than that, though? I mean, really, every logical fallacy that's possible to have, you have to go through all that.
Well, I mean, you need to present some evidence. Like, where's your proper syllogism here? Come on.
But just think about it. Like, what if it's anybody?
What if it's me?
I mean,
What if it's nobody?
but it's pretty likely that it's not
I
you.
know it's in me.
It's
I mean,
just
that-
as equally likely it's not you either.
But what if it's like?
Yeah,
it's
I
like-
mean, like what I say is the ultimate brain is sure to be correct, and I have the ultimate brain, so I must be right about my first premise.
but
I
isn't
reject
that
your reality and
circular?
substitute my own.
Hey, I'm just giving you the opportunity here to consider something outside yourselves and be part of something greater.
Fred Knotts has a good point. As long as Landon is alive, I don't think anyone else around here qualifies as smartest.
Why is somebody asking me how to say Nefer Capoeira?
I don't know.
How do you know how to say that?
Thank you.
They must really want to know how to say it.
I guess so.
Klaatu Barada Niktu.
I'm reading some Egyptian hymns, and I didn't know how to say it.
Hey, let's talk about the morality argument again, for the 50 millionth time.
Oh, that would. I'm sure we'll sort it out this time.
Yeah, I'll just tell them to stop being retards.
Before we do that, can I just take this opportunity to drive down to the local junkyard, drive my car into the crusher, stay in the car, and hit the start button before you get that going? I really.
No, I thought you were going to slit your wrist with Occam's razor.
No. I will just crush myself in my car and recycle my car and my body, and just hopefully get a better respawn on the next game. Maybe, I don't know.
You want some bleach shots?
God, I'll just fly to freaking Hawaii and jump into that fucking volcano and say, Madam Pele, respawn.
Hey, I was going to say that volcano idea is better because I don't think you could stay in the car and hit the start button.
Sure, you roll the window down, lean out, click start, and get back in.
I'm a tricky bastard, and I reckon I could sprint back to that car before it shut it down because, you know, it's not the quickest moving apparatus, one of those hydraulic presses.
It'd be worth it, too.
Actually, they don't use the presses anymore. They use shredders.
Oh, yeah, they do.
That's even better.
Yeah.
We've got farming equipment from World War II still operating. I'm pretty sure I can find something that's hydraulically crush me.
You mean like that one scene in Terminator where she crushes the Terminator in the hydraulic press? But rather than it being the Terminator, it would be you.
Yeah, I'd be a nice pasty substance. Speaking of hydraulics, they've just also worked out that, I didn't know this, that spiders use a combination of, they suspect, of hydraulics and muscles to do the jumps, the little jumping spiders. They did a study on it recently. I had no idea they used any form of hydraulics at all, but apparently these little buggers do.
That's how muscles
I
work.
know about that. They like pump blood into their limbs to make them like extend.
Yeah, I wasn't I've never really studied spider anatomy, so it was quite interesting to find out. And they've done a study somewhere and they actually trained this jumping spider to jump over different lengths. They'd set the platform, and sometimes it'd be jumping up to a platform to land on, jumping down. And they also sussed out the little cheeky bugger and attach a safety thread before each jump, just in case she fucked it up.
Have you seen some of the fucked up robots they're making over at Boston Dynamics?
Yeah, you mean the ones that are going to take over the world?
Oh, they might try.
Mule. Yeah, they've done a pack mule, sort of like a deer, sort of. It looks like a four-legged creature. And I've seen the footage where they're kicking the shit out of it. No wonder the robots are going to rise up. We're kicking the shit out of these things all the time. Have you seen the footage? He abuses the shit out of that robot, clearly.
No, there's one where I think it's Pet Man. He's trying to pick up boxes, and they keep knocking the shit out of his hands. And he just keeps picking it up, and there's dicks.
Yeah, we've got Atlas doing fucking backflips now, and
don't worry. The robot uprising will kill themselves once they see the dark web.
Well, I don't think they'll care about the dark web. Have you seen this little bugger? The flea?
Oh yeah, it's a little like RC car looking thing, and it can like prop itself up on its back and shoot itself into the air with a little solenoid.
Yeah,
but it can jump like 30 feet
high.
Yeah, it can jump up 2 stories or something.
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 stories. I don't know how.
Yeah,
quite how far it is, but it's pretty fucking far.
There's also that one that like, it looks like it's bipedal, but instead of having feet, it has wheels as feet.
But one, the only dumb fuck of the year. Wait, did he win dumb fuck of the year? Did Cordis ever win the FM?
Are you calling Cordis a dumb fuck? What's wrong with you?
No, did he ever win dumb fuck of the year? I think he may have.
Who?
Cordis.
No.
Oh, never mind then.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I've been reading him. I never paid attention.
Hey, you gotta see this video. This guy straps 2 jet engines to his hands and flies like Iron Man.
You talking about the hacksmith? Because I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about.
Hello, Brenda.
He's trying to like make a jetpack thing to fly like Iron Man.
Yeah, Brenda.
What up?
Does this thing actually work? Holy shit.
The first test he did was with actual like model rocket engines, and then he moved on to ducted fans, and then now he's gonna make a little platform you stand on. So he's tried a few iterations, but
Yeah, but how long does it last for? I would think that
not too long.
Yeah.
But there's actually a company already that makes these flying platform things. They're like, it's like a surfboard, but it flies. And they cost about $250,000, and they have about a 20-minute flight time.
Have you seen the flying pulpit?
I don't think so.
It was also known as the Williams X-Jet, or the Wasp. And it was made...
The Wasp?
Yeah.
Isn't that like... It's like a hang glider, but with a motor?
No.
No? Okay, never mind.
I'll show you this thing. This was made back in, I think, the 70s, maybe? Maybe the 80s? I don't know. Check this thing out, though. It's like a little flying stand, and you can hover around on it, and it's steered kind of like a Segway in the sky.
I remember those, and yeah, they were,
that thing had real stability issues.
Tactically, have a look at them and how fast they actually move when they're up in the air. That your sitting duck doesn't even begin to describe what those things fucking are. It's just like, please, just put a sign on it saying, "Please shoot me down."
If you try to do it too fast,
they were decently quiet, but the big problem was his range, I think. They didn't have a huge range.
My dad was a hang glider pilot, and he used to modify hang gliders and add motors to them. You could fly for like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah. I would think something like this could be useful, but just not for military purposes. I don't know, search or rescue or some kind of shit. There's probably some purpose that you could use it for.
You got Chinese companies producing fucking the pilotless little cabs for Dubai now. They're like a quadcopter that 2 people can get in, and it's got a range. I think it lasts about 20 minutes or something. So that platform's pretty sort of, that's not a stable thing compared to a quadcopter. I don't think that technology is going to be looked at ever again. They abandoned it for a reason.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not saying that it was necessarily good, but it was kind of interesting that it existed at the time that it did.
Oh, yeah, cool as hell. Same as the jetpacks. And what did the Russians worked on? They worked on something where they'd put, it was a spring-loaded mechanism, so the soldiers, theoretically, they'd be able to run really quick, but all it resulted in was a bunch of broken ankles and fucked up knees.
There is that one thing that's like, it's like stilts, but they have springs, and you can jump really high and run like 25 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
Still, that's going to wear your body out really quickly. And
it absorbs a lot more of the shock, actually.
Still, anything that helps you move faster that involves limb movement, it's going to wear out your body faster. I don't care if you're on stilts, even if that
I reject your premise, because I can tell you right now, if I had to run downtown right now, I'd be a hell of a lot more out than if I had to bike downtown.
They're like carbon fiber, so they're really light.
Yeah.
And the springs are carbon fiber, actually. They're very high efficiency springs, and I mean, you can jump like 6 feet up.
Still, that's taking the body beyond what it was meant for.
I mean, but people use them, and no one.
So do cars.
I haven't heard of anyone complaining about it being like too stressful or anything.
No, it might not be on your legs, but if you come a cropper and you've got that extra speed going, you're going to break a fucking arm, that's for sure, or some ribs. It's they might have worked out the kinks so you stop breaking your ankles. It's just if you come a cropper on one, you go on full speed and you do a 6-foot jump and something goes horribly wrong and you land on your fucking side. It's gonna just be a worse injury. wouldn't it be?
The ideal way to go with that is a mechanized suit in which you just sit in the cockpit.
So, yeah.
The Japanese are working on those. I've seen a couple of prototypes, but the things are hooked up to umbilicals and chained to a fucking roof, and what they're saying they're going to do and what they've actually got are two totally different things. Captain Disillusion actually has a good video on it. It's kind of like, it's very theatrical looking, and it's a nice prop, but realistically it ain't no mech.
Yeah, they look very similar to the mechs that were used in Avatar.
Actually, with the Japanese company selling...
There's one set of like a assisted running apparatus.
There's the military has it's like a hobby turbine engine that you wear on your back, and it gives you a little bit more forward oomph when you're running, and it allows soldiers to run faster miles by pretty much just pushing you.
There's a 400-meter run in a minute and 2 seconds using these things. The Impulse Kangaroo stilts. They're pretty nifty. I don't know that they would really wear you out faster. I think they'd probably let you go longer and not wear out.
Where are you posting these links?
In general. No. Introductions.
Oh, whoops. I'm in the wrong window.
Oops.
I'll switch over to here for future posting.
It should be in stream chat, actually, since we're streaming. Ha!
Yeah, that's what I switched over. I thought I was in stream chat. I don't know how I got over to introductions. I must have clicked it by accident.
It says I don't have permission to view the history of stream chat.
You don't need to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Current.
You should be able to now.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, those stilts are a very vastly different design to the other things that I've seen. They look really cool though.
Yeah, oh yeah, they do look really cool.
Well, a lot of these things that you're showing were a similar design to prosthesis for people who've lost their limbs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I said I don't think that these would wear you out. Like, I think if anything, they're just going to actually remove some of the impact strain. Like, running on concrete will fucking destroy your knees. This, you actually have sort of shock absorbers basically taking some of that impact off of you.
That's why I'd rather have a mech. I'd just sit in the cockpit and fuck people up.
But like they also extend the length of your legs so that each stride is a farther distance. So, and because they're fairly light, they don't really add much strain to your legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to a sports physician and get them to analyze the movements and what the potential downfalls of them could be. Because there's for every fucking benefit you get, there's potential fucking loss. You know.
Well, take a look at these guys doing some crazy fucking jumps and shit on these things.
I've seen this video. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. I mean, I can see what you mean, too. Like, if you're jumping super, super high, right, that you're going to have more impact damage for sure. But, I mean, that's the same as somebody skateboarding or fucking anything like that at that point. You don't have to be all crazy about it, though.
Yeah, I know the concept works because I've seen Blade Runner do his thing and fucking set records and shit. So, but you know, there's that does elevate you in a couple extra feet. And even if you stumble and fall at that height and put your arm out, you're breaking your fucking arm. It's like it happens when you're on a skateboard and you fall at ground level. If you've got an extra couple of feet height and your arm goes out, it's going to be a worse break if anything. So that'd be the potential downfall. So you'd want to wear wrist guards like you do when you skate and full elbow and
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
some form of light body armor so you can take a fall on your side and shit. And of
Well,
course,
yeah,
military guys will have that. So
Well,
So
my-
yeah, I'd probably want to wear like motorcycle armor with some 3DO in it.
well, yeah,
motocross body armor would be a good start.
my stepdaughter went snowboarding, and they warned her. They said, "Do not try to stop your fall with your hands." And what does she
Not
do?
your wrist.
She did that, and she called us up, and she actually drove home on fucking morphine, and she ran out of gas. She's like, "I don't know what's wrong with my car, Dave." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I get up there and her car's fucking out of gas." It's like, yeah,
Have
that's
you,
what happens when you drive home on morphine. So yeah,
Have you ever seen this?
Oh, is this that like? This is cool.
This D3O? It's like a flexible thing that you can morph into padding inside of clothing.
That's
But it's
cool.
It's a special like impact absorbing substance. You can like literally. There's been people. There's videos of people demoing it where they've just put it in like a wool cap and had people whack them in the head with a shovel. You don't feel it, like, or at least you feel it drastically reduced. It disperses all of the impact.
It reminds me of like a non-Newtonian fluid.
Yeah, well, it is kind of like a non-Newtonian fluid before it gets pressed. Like you can get it in a gel form and like press it, but there's places that actually make. And it's super lightweight and whatnot too, but there's places that are making like body armor gear out of it and whatnot that can slot into like leather and whatnot for motorcycles or whatever.
Well, I've got one other downfall with especially the bottom design. If you do fall over, you're probably not getting back up on those things unless you've got some assistance or you're near a wall or some stairs or something, because it looks rather difficult to get back on top of those things, especially if you're lying flat in the fucking ground on your belly. That'd be a nightmare.
Well, I mean, there are some videos of people taking some wipeouts and getting back up pretty easily. It doesn't look like they're having too hard a time, and I imagine it's probably decently quick release. Like I didn't get a good look at the mechanism. I think it would be like a snowboard shoe kind of latch kind of deal. Don't know. Still be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I'm old and look for disasters. That's sort of my thing, and it's like the potential pitfalls of something. It's like taking a stack off one of those at full speed on a track is gonna fucking hurt.
if you skip to 118 on the Impacto Extremo video that he posted, there's a wipeout there where the guy lands on his arms almost completely upside down.
Yeah. And he gets up just fine.
They're pretty cheap, $300. Want to get some?
Yeah, they're not too expensive. I mean, I could see grabbing those instead of a bike and using those to run across the city. Just because.
Look, we were promised fucking hover vehicles back when I was a kid, and they're still not really mass produced, so I'm not happy. And that skateboard that they bought out, that they got Tony Hawk to test, was the biggest pile of shit I've ever seen. That was not a hoverboard. That was just a fucking magnet.
You talking about the one for that car commercial?
Yeah, they got Tony into test and all that.
Yeah, it's a superconductor skateboard, pretty much. And the entire skate park was made specifically for the commercial. It has copper underneath it so that the superconductor will levitate above it. So you can't use that anywhere else except for there.
Hey, don't worry, because scientists have figured out how to track graviton waves. So we're right. That's the next step is reproducing graviton waves for artificial gravity, and then the next step after that is hover cars.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like a whole lot of work. to do like something that normal cars are okay at anyway.
I say
I
we
mean, it'd
fund
be
Edgar.
cool, but
We should fund Edgar so he can do his research into squeeze-ons and snooze-ons, because that's how you lose gravity, is when a squeeze-on goes to sleep, becomes a snooze-on while it's in the dark. That's the key, though. Everything, it's got to be in pitch black, and we get the zero-G stuff, according to Edgar's science. Edgar, thank you.
Have you been reading his books again, Red Eye?
Maybe.
Did you reproduce his experiment?
I would fund that.
Hey, did you guys hear the Earth is actually flat?
please don't.
I would fund Red Eye's experiment.
We don't want to go down that lane.
I do have a simple test to test for intelligence, and it's easy to perform than Edgar's fucking experiment. You get a person, you make them stand somewhere. You go and pick up a rock about the size of your fist, and you walk 20 feet away from them. Then you turn towards them and say, "I'm going to throw this rock at your head as hard as I can," and then you throw the rock as hard as you can. Now, if the subject is intelligent, they will indeed step out of the way of the rock.
If they're semi-intelligent, that they might try to like block it with their hands or catch it or something.
Yeah, a highly intelligent person would probably just, as soon as I started walking away from them, they'd run up the street and find a rock and start trying to throw it at me. That'd be a sign of high intelligence.
No, a highly intelligent person would grab the rock and smash your face in with it.
There you go. See?
A highly intelligent person would know before you even attempt to experiment what you were going to do. And just knock you out before you even had a chance to start.
See, just like Edgar's stuff, there's many solutions to this problem.
Solution, problem. Problem, solution.
Yeah,
I'm for this space smashing.
Solution is massive rock plus fucking force into fucking my head equals solution.
A plus B plus A plus B plus A plus B equals C. We're doing his work for it.
Yeah, what he said.
Gun plus my head equals solution.
I support this message.
Sorry about that. Had to take a call.
Oh, what's the Japanese dish called where they cut up a puffer fish? Is it fugu? It's like
Or
boisty and
a
tasty
highly
fish.
intelligent person to try and reason you out of shooting them in the head.
Hey, Catalina Gearbox. Thanks for the post.
No problem. I feel a few people could use it on planet Earth.
I might look into that,
More than a few people need to stop. Plug up that button. Stop spewing that shit.
I'm just glad that there's no, well, I'm not actually glad. I'm a little bummed that there's no flat earthers at my school, because it'd be really fun to, like, get into an argument.
Flat Earther here.
Hey, you want to have a discussion?
I want to talk about the flat Earth. Just kidding.
Just show them the live NASA if they deny that. There's always mental institutions.
There's always the, what's it called, the Japanese satellite that takes a photo every 10 minutes. Like
that's just a
high-res.
3D generation. It's all good.
Yeah. I always wondered, like, how big of a computer would you need to render something of that quality within 10 minutes? Because
Live, you
Disney,
need about 10 supercomputers to do it live.
Because like Disney, whenever they make those they're like big blockbuster films and whatnot, it takes them like hours to render a single frame. and they have like massive rendering farms. So I mean,
Just the
it seems like it'd be a lot of work to try to render out a live stream 24/7.
Just the heat that would produce.
Yeah, it'd be like, like the Titan supercomputer uses as much water as a small city.
Or nitrogen.
Okay, so imagine how much computing power NSA needs to collect all the data.
Yeah, but collecting data from like text and emails and phone
Millions
calls.
of
Okay,
people.
But rendering out like Disney level or
Yeah,
high-level
rendering would take
CGI.
way more. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
computer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
graphics
difference
card.
between raw data and rendering. Trust me,
Yeah.
I'm a 3D modeler. I know.
My when I get on Blender and I try to render something that's like not even up to par with like 2004 CGI, it takes like an hour to render a frame.
Yeah.
And then you try to render something that's photorealistic in 10 minutes.
Not happening.
Yeah.
Shame Lana's not here. He actually has a fucking server farm that simulates planets.
I've always wanted to do that so bad.
Okay,
But
so
my poor little AMD 8350 can't handle it.
okay, so apparently you have a render farm.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Okay, I'm Interlake 204, but my name is London Weeb. So you have a buddy named Landon that has a render farm, who also works in Antarctica.
Yes.
Who also pissed
Okay.
on a
Oh,
cheetah.
okay.
I don't
Who
think
also pissed on a cheetah, pissed on lava, and probably in North Korea, too.
Oh, okay, so there's more than one Landon in this world. I always thought I was the only one that was named Landon.
Are we talking about the Landon that does the cool stuff in Hawaii with the
We're
lava?
talking about
And in Antarctica.
Landon.
Yes, I've heard of that one. I'm pretty envious of that Landon.
It's the guy that likes to travel the world sniffing corks.
I thought that was a guy that liked to travel the world putting his thumb up animals' asses.
No, that's Steve Irwin.
That doesn't sound humane.
That's why he's dead.
He pissed off the wrong stingray.
I've actually
you
been
see that
stung.
wrong, eh?
I've been stung by a stingray in the foot. I got whacked twice with one of those barbs, and I thought I was going to die. The pain's excruciating. Getting one in the chest like that, and apparently it pierced one of the ventricles of his heart. One of the
But I
chambers.
thought I thought Stephen Irwin died. You aren't Steve Irwin, by the way, are you? No.
No, my first name is Steve, though.
My dad's first name is Steve.
It's not like it's an uncommon name, folks.
But he took one in the chest.
Yeah, that's a pretty brutal way to die.
And he didn't die straight away. He was alive for a few minutes after it, apparently. There's video footage that has been put in a vault or burnt, I'd suspect, because wouldn't be pretty to have that on tape. But yeah, getting one in the foot, it felt like something crushed my foot in a fucking vice, flat, like my foot. It felt like my foot got destroyed instantly, and then I just dropped in the water and started swallowing salt water until my friend came and picked me up and threw me in a boat. And all there was on my foot was two tiny little red dots with blood trickling out. It was barely broke the surface, but the fucking agony I was in, it's incredible.
So obviously there's a poison then. It's not
Yeah,
just a barb.
No, there's
Is it a
slime on it.
poison or a venom?
Here's the thing now, I don't know if it's venomous
A venom, yeah.
or if it's a
Because-
bacterial thing, because I from what I understood, it wasn't the physical injury, it was the bacteria in the slime on its tail. As soon as it got in there, it just went to town on me, and it has a really nasty reaction with your flesh and nervous system. Now, I should jump on Google to verify that, but I can't remember what breed. Well, I didn't actually get a visual on it, but wasn't that small? The stingray that got me, and they had multiple barbs, which explain the two hits on my tail. The bigger ones actually have secondary barbs sometimes.
What was it?
Break off.
Okay.
Was it just like pain, or was it like physical damage to the tissue?
there was a tiny amount of physical damage, like it was 2 small stab wounds that probably didn't go more than a few millimeters into the flesh. It was right underneath on the inside of my left ankle, right underneath that nice big knobby bone there. So just in that fleshy part there, it couldn't go in too deep because feels like there's a bone just behind it too. But it hurt. I've never felt pain like it. I've been kicked in the balls. I've broken a couple of bones, and there's nothing on this. I've been stung by millipedes, wasps, been bitten by spiders.
The giant centipede is supposedly the most painful insect.
Well, I thought rockfish were.
Bulldog ant, mate. Oh, well, I haven't been bitten by one of them. They can pierce your toenail, but I've been bitten by a bulldog ant. And
you know, the fucking Brave Wilderness dude, he ranked he goes out and intentionally gets stung by them, and he ranked the giant centipede as the most painful he's ever done. And he's been bit by, you know, the hawk, wasp, the bulldog, or he's bit everything pretty much.
Is that the guy that's got a bit of a beard and get just?
Yeah.
All right. Have you seen the bulldog ant one?
Yeah. He was like on the ground and like
he was
screaming.
He cried. He
Yeah.
started fucking crying. And here's the best bit about the bulldog ant thing. Aboriginals found out that there's a fern that grows all in the bush around where these things live. And if you break that fern off and rub it on the wound site, within a minute the pain will subside to a very annoying itch. But I have been stung by those things, and they make a bee sting feel pleasant. Like the fucking pain. It feels like when one duck, because they bite with the mandibles and then they just start. Think of a wasp with no fucking wings, with thermal vision. So it's like it sees your body heat and goes, "Rah," and just comes and tries to kill you with its stinger. And it does not give a fucking shit that you're 6 foot tall. And it brings friends, and they jump across the top of the grass like boing, boing, like little jumping beans. And they fucking stream out of the nest like a fucking army, dude. It's like, I remember my first encounter with them. I was collecting firewood, and there was a dead tree stump, and I went, I'll be having that. And I did a Chuck Norris style sidekick, thinking I'm really good. The fucking thing just went straight on the ground, and it kicked up a fucking big cloud of jumping ants because they were all underneath the root. And they've all landed on the ground and instantly looked at me because it's dusk, in the body heat. And I had about 500 of these fuckers bum rush me, and I've never seen them before. I'm going, that's a big ant. And I've watched, and all of a sudden, they've covered about a metre like that, and they're all over my feet, clawing up my jeans and shit, and I got stung about 3 times, and I screamed like a girl. I screamed like a fucking girl, and I ran out of the bush going,
I was bit at the base of my neck by a brown recluse.
Ew.
And
That sounds like fun.
And my skin,
Don't they have a
about
violin
2
on
to
their
3
back or
centimeter
something?
diameter of the bite was like liquefied, and they had to graft skin from my back and my lower back to cover it up because it pretty much liquefies your skin.
Where are you from?
Yeah.
I'm
Isn't there-
originally from Alabama, but I've moved to Georgia.
Can I just say, aren't there 2 different spider poisons or even snake venom poisons? Aren't there like a flesh-eating version and then one that just goes up your bloodstream and stops your heart? There's 2 different kinds, right?
Yeah, there's necrosis is the one, the brown recluse, that basically like liquefies your skin, and then the other one is more of like it's just pure
neurological.
Yeah, it can like basically make you go numb and you can't move your arms or legs. They're a little, I wouldn't say they're scarier, but some of them can literally paralyze you. And as you're paralyzed, it like also kind of dissolves, not as much as like a brown recluse bite, but it's not good. Definitely wouldn't want to be bit by it. But if you're like in the woods by yourself and you get, bit by one and you start like stumbling because you're becoming paralyzed, that's not good.
George. Yeah,
I kind of want to. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say there's basically 2 types of venom that we know of in Australia. That's the neurotoxic and cytotoxic, or cytotoxic, or cytotoxic. God fucking hell, or necrotic. So you're right. There's the neurological one just fucking ruins your entire nervous system, heart, breathing. It'll suppress breathing, heartbeat, fucking everything. And the other one is just flesh starts to rot. It's We have a lovely choice between the two in Australia. It's like, pick your fucking goddamn poison.
Wait, don't you guys have the huntsman spider?
Yeah, harmless, mate. Totally
They're
harmless.
harmless?
Yes.
But they're so big. I fucking
I've
hate
seen
harmless.
pictures of those crawling up fridges.
Aren't they like
Okay,
really fast too?
Yeah, here's the deal. I'll tell you the truth about huntsmans. Now, I had one. I was doing the dishes the other night, and I've got a decent sized hand. This thing's jumped out of the cheese grater. It's decided to sleep in there for the night, and it's got an abdomen full of eggs. It's about 2/3 of my hand, like its legs. It's a fucking full grown adult. It's getting big, and all I did was quietly just got a pot, let it climb in, and I took it up and let it climb on the bench, and it went. And now it's living under my toaster. It doesn't give a shit. But you can walk up to the biggest huntsman you can ever find, and go blow on it like that. It'll fucking run about 3 or 4 feet, and it'll stop. And you walk up to it again and go. It'll run another 4 feet. That third blow, half the time they'll drop dead from fright. They'll just fall off the wall on the ground, curl up, and die. There's no internal organ producing the venom. It's all built in. It's a built-in warpod. That's really cool, actually. Both the venom-secreting tissues and vasodentin are enveloped in an epidermis that tears open when the barb is plunged into a victim. Some spines may break off as the barb exits the wounds and stay within the victim, causing a prolonged envenomation. Oh, right. So that's what happened to Steve Irwin. It snapped off and stayed in his chest.
That's what did happen to him then. Okay.
Right. Many victims of stingray-related injuries suffer from physical effects, including nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, extreme pain at the wounds, muscle cramps, laceration at the puncture site.
And then on top of that, of course, something living in water, because bacteria loves water. And bacteria is going to grow over everything and make a film, right? So that spine stabs someone, injects itself into someone's body, there will be bacteria introduced after the body. There will be bacteria introduced after the fact, I guess. But yeah, the venom is what causes the instant pain, right? I guess that's what I'm getting at.
Yep.
And plus the barb.
You go, mate.
That reminds me quite a bit of the stonefish.
Stonefish, they kill people, dude. But the interesting thing about this is I actually show on the wiki page here that a lifeguard's treating the injury, and you can see the tiny little puncture mark, which is why when I looked at my foot, what freaked me out is this tiny little wound site, and the amount of pain that's related to this tiny wound site just doesn't fucking stack up. It doesn't make sense to your brain. You go, how can this tiny little fucking dot feel like something's trying to rip my fucking leg off and crush my foot? It felt like my foot got crushed in a bear trap. That's what I can compare it to. And here's the best bit. There have been cases of severe consequences, which may include embedded spines, infection, yes, lasted for about 3 months, hypertension, and even possible amputations or death. Stingray wounds have also found to bleed profusely and for a long time, a long amount of time after the initial puncture. It has been suggested there may be some sort of anticoagulant incorporated with the secreted venom.
Hey, blood thinners.
But James H. Diaz of Louisiana State University has refuted that theory.
And what would his reasons be for that?
I'll click on that. I'll click on that in a sec and find out. It says here, treatment for stings may include application of hot water. Optimum temperature is 45 degrees centigrade. So halfway to boiling point, basically, and you stick your foot in that and it'll really, I don't know, for some reason the pain signal ceases to be transmitted from your foot, or it blocks it. I don't understand why.
Maybe it's maybe the, let's say, chemical reaction or whatever is dependent on temperature.
Or maybe even vasodilation. The more blood flow, more blood pressure pushes your body. I don't know, but it could also carry it through your body faster.
Well, funny thing. Let's see. A popular theory is hot water denatures the stingray venom. that has been questioned because the temperatures required would need to penetrate deeply into the puncture wound and would most likely cause thermal damage to the surrounding tissue. Other proposed mechanisms include modulation of pain receptors in the nervous system through mechanisms such as the gate control theory and the diffuse noxious inhibitory control theory. I don't understand any of those, but my guess would be warm the sucker up enough that pain signal being sent by the nerves must get fucked with in some way after it gets to a certain temperature. And all I know is it really fucking works, because remove foot from hot water, start screaming. Put foot back in water, stop screaming. And it's really hard to sleep with your foot in a fucking tub of hot water.
When it's on fire.
Well, no, everyone there's the poor people at the camping site, everyone had to take turns of keeping the water topped up, and I kept pulling my foot out and waking up fucking screaming. I was stuck on that island for 3 fucking days.
Sounds a whole lot worse than our yellow jacket wasps and bumblebees up here in North America.
Oh, I don't know. I've heard some horror stories, but yeah, I guess the after effects.
It depends if you're allergic or not, really.
Oh yeah, my mom's allergic to wasps, and she has to pretty much carry an EpiPen with her.
Yeah, my dad and my grandfather are too.
So you're talking about an anaphylactic shock. I'm just talking about the pain in general, because I got stung many, many times, and I hate the pain. It's a throbbing pain.
I got stung in the back like 3 times by those big ass red wasps, and I mean it's bad, but I can't imagine it comparing up to anything that we've been discussing here.
No, I got stung directly in the back of the nape of the neck, right in the middle, by a fucking wasp before. And that one fucking hurt a bit, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, the pain was gone within a couple hours. Really?
I think the most dangerous things we have now are those Africanized honeybees. Because they'll swarm you, and they're incredibly vicious.
1,000 stings.
And and they'll follow you for like thousands of feet, assuming you can even make it that far before you're like dead, because you know they can fly like 30 miles an hour too. So you better have like a nice bike and not be in the woods.
All right, let's get off the animals. What deadly plants have you got in your area? I'll start off by saying a name. It's called Gimpy Gimpy. It's a stinging nettle, and there's stories, urban legends, I can't confirm them, of horses that get stung by this stuff run off cliffs and end their own existence. Humans have killed themselves after being stung by this shit, and I have had my run-in with that stuff when I was a kid, and it's a plant, and it's really hard to describe, but it's instant pain, regret, and suffering all rolled into this night. And all you got to do is brush up gently against it for a fucking second, and this stuff transfers that oil and shit to your skin, and it's game on. And it's like,
it must be worse than our stinging nettle.
I can't think of any plants that can. There's poison sumac, which is just like, you don't want to. It's like worse. It's just a rash. And then there's like.
Sucks though.
Yeah, there's a few other.
Yeah, we've got poison ivy, maybe poison.
Poison sumac is better, or is worse than all of those.
Yeah, it bubbles up, but it itches like crazy, and it's pretty
sumac.
gruesome.
We got like night to certain branches of dead.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We're gonna end this here. They're talking about stuff that kills you, and that's the end of the stream for this evening. The only 2 people in the chat were a troll and Fred Knott's there, and he's going to bed because I hid the troll because they started talking about bestiality. So that's the end of it. Oh, and here comes the troll again. So, guess what? Bye-bye.